a shadow to my light. Did you feel us? Another start, you fade away. A fade our rain is out of sight. Wanna see us? Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you now?
Remember the words you told me, love me to the day I die. Surrender my everything, cause you made me believe you're mine. Yeah, you used to call me baby, now you're calling me my name. Thanks for knowing, yeah, you beat me in my own damn game. Pushing, I'm pulling away from you. I'm giving, you take, giving you take. Yeah, say you want me, I ain't laughing, I'm just I'm into that, but you need it, I'm all inside it. Yeah, say you want me, I ain't lost, so I'm just conversations end like it's the last goodbye. Yeah, one of us gets too drunk and calls about 100 times. So who we can call in, baby? Nobody can take our place. You're looking at no strangers, hope to God you see my face. Say you want me, I ain't laughing, I'm just I'm into that, but you need it, yeah, you need it, I'm all inside it.
ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Tonight's show, the second show back, post-Pando almost. But in the true spirit of COVID, we've changed the lineup at least twice since we first advertised the gig. And to follow that tradition on, we've got a special guest to start the show, Mandy Muden. Please put your hands together for Mandy Muden.
Hello, I'm Mandy, I do tricks. So this evening there's going to be gasps of amazement. 4 of you, come on, gasps of amazement. Sharp intakes of breath. And moments of pure fantasy. Anyway, before we all drink the sanitizer, I'd just like to treat you to some magic. Sir, could you give me a number between 1 and 10? 9, wrong. Take your clothes off. Woo, magic. Now, I must point out, I don't pull a rabbit out of a hat, but I do make love like one. A hat. Sometimes I just hang myself on a hook on a wall. Anyway, that's how I pay my mortgage. Woo. Amazon, £1, 100% cotton, next day delivery. Got it on Prime, which is ironic because I'm well past mine. Mind you, not everything you get on Prime's good, is it? I ordered a blow-up man. He was supposed to come the next day. It took him 3 weeks to come. Woo! Magic, magic. La, la, la. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Still single. Actually, I'm single by choice. Men's choice. Do you know, I went out with this bloke the other night. He started going on and on and on about Jennifer Lopez. It was like, Jennifer Lopez this, Jennifer Lopez that. In the end, I said, look, do you know the difference between me and Jennifer Lopez? I'll sleep with you. And then I met another one. He kept going on and on and on about how his wife didn't understand him. I didn't know what he was talking about. But I'm quite excited at the moment because I've met somebody online. Has anyone else done that? Well, I've met somebody, keeps emailing me going, oh, I'm really crazy, dangerous, mad. Turned out to be Boris Johnson. Do you know what, that I'm going through this phase at the moment. You know when everyone fancies you, do you know what I mean? Bloke knocked at my door this morning trying to sell me windows. I said, I know what you're after me, aren't you? Because you see, I've already got windows. And I had a lovely thing in the Asda car park last week, because I went and I parked in the sort of quiet bit, you know. Went and got my shopping, came back, and there was a bloke washing my car. Isn't that lovely? And then he came up to the side of the car, he put his hand out, and I did it. I gave him my number. He was a bit surprised, but, you know, A for effort. It's like a disease, but it's not as itchy. And then I had a lovely thing a few years ago. So I went to France on holiday, and this is when it all started. This bloke clung to the bottom of my car all the way back to London. Isn't that lovely? And then he was like all shy and embarrassed and pretended he couldn't speak English. Isn't that nice? Anyway, I'm a Londoner, I'm British, which means I don't complain very much, and that's why British people make such lovely hostages. You can just imagine it, can't you? Hey, you're free to go! What, me? Are you sure? Do you want me to have a little tidy round first? Tea? Because I think if you are going to take a plane full of people, it should be British people, because we'll just like sit there all quietly, won't we? Not noticing people being maimed and tortured and murdered, unless somebody jumps the queue or does something horrible to an animal. I have to say, they're quite scared of flying at the moment. But more than anything, it's the cost of the COVID test. But I think I'm quite scared because you have to leave from a place called a terminal. And it is quite scary, isn't it? Because I think more than anything, I'm scared of being hijacked. You know, on a plane. I don't mean somebody jumping on my back, demanding a piggyback to freedom. But I'm sort of scared because it all goes so wrong, doesn't it? Because there was a case a few years ago. There was a plane going from Heathrow, right, to Orlando. They hijacked it, took it to Madrid. And if they'd just waited, the next plane was actually going to Madrid. Anyway, I found a great thing, right, for British people on road rage. You know, if someone's like kicking off in a big white van, you don't want to get involved. Can we just dim the lights on the stage for 1 second? Brilliant. Oh, there we go. Lovely. Will you just do this? Right, I'm only doing a short bit. You have got the most fantastic act to open. Are you excited? Oh, come on, we can turn it up a bit. Are you excited? I absolutely love him. So before we start, everybody put your arms in the air, everybody. Take them out to the sides and very gently caress the genitals of the people sitting next to you. Lovely. Right, everybody, you are going to love this act. He's one of my favourites on the circuit. Give it up. Come on. Start going mad. Go mad for the fantastic Danny Butler. Come on.
Hello! How is everybody? All right? It's nice to be here in this venue / basketball court. Hey, look at the tape on the floor, because that'll stop a virus spreading. They're famous for it. They're airborne. They're floating around. They see those stripes. I'm not crossing that line. No, health and safety. It's nice to be in Bath. Bath! With a little hint of Las Vegas right in the middle. Look at that. One little hint of showbiz in this wonderful room, like proper. We've got to get that social club reopened, Dan. Get the people back in. How are we going to do it, Dave? 2 things. 1, we'll make them feel safe by putting duct tape on the floor. That'll put their mind at ease. And then we're going to get a spangly ball and stick it right in the middle. Anything else, showbiz? Nope. Just a spangly ball right in the middle. What about the backdrop for the performers? What are we going to do about that then? Grey. Dark grey. So the ball starts the life, but the grey sucks the energy out of the room. This is a thing of mystery. What's coming up? I've got no idea. It feels like a big, like there should be some sort of like, at the end I should like ask you your maiden name and you say Green and I go like that and whip this off and it says Green, like Darren Brown, but on a budget of 50p. Anyway, let's start the show before the film. So it's nice. Everyone's here gagging to see Justice League, the director's cut. It's a lovely place, isn't it? What a nice town to sort of do your first gig back though as well. Bath, driving in. What a beautiful city. Are we all locals in this room? We all live in these houses of Cotswold stone. These beautiful, or wherever the fuck we are. Where are we even? West Country, innit? I get confused. My brain don't work. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But it's just lovely to come out of, I live in Guildford, which is like, you know, a city. So this was like coming to Hobbiton. You know what I mean? Coming down the sort of green bits and all the lovely and trying to work out what the house prices are. Is it feasible that I could move? Like every other arsehole from London that's moved down here and put your prices through the roof. But I'm going to the West Country to chill out. That's us screwed, isn't it? Fucking hell. Oh, you're very welcome round here, fucking assholes. So, I bet they buy that big one on the corner as well. That's us screwed. We'll never sell this now, Anne. It's now more important than ever we get that sparkly ball up and the thing. We've got to get people in the shop to start making a few quid. Lockdown's been weird, isn't it? I thought I was going to emerge. Do you know what I mean? I thought I'd spend lockdown working out. When they announced it and I thought it was going to be 3 months, I figured out that 3 months is the exact amount of time that Bruce Wayne spent in prison in The Dark Knight Rises. And he came out shredded. So I thought it was going to be me. I thought I was going to work out every day. That'll be me. The calendar, knocking off the days, push-ups and like hardcore working out, body weight squats and running on the spot, ticking off the days like Bronson, shadow boxing. And then when the thing came, I was going to walk out of it like the end of lockdown. And the door going up, and I'm stood there like a man of granite, walking out like a prisoner, like striding out. What about your books, Danny? Already read them. There's an obscure reference to the film Cape Fear. I've come up with a fucking dad's bod. Look at it. It's gotten worse. Apparently Bruce Wayne wasn't living off mint arrows. And like chucking in the occasional Snickers for health food, because Snickers have got peanuts in. It's basically salad. I look bloody awful, and I've aged as well. I've put on 10 years in the face. It's like when the young, cool, funny Doctor Who turns into this slightly older, cranky Doctor Who that no one likes. And all the millennials are crying because they wanted a woman. And ironically, so do I. But it's just, I've not enjoyed my time. Like, who has, though? Who's had a party? You lot, because you're rich. This is Bath money, innit? This is an affluent, you've all got panic rooms. Lockdown was announced. We've got to lock down. No problem, darling. Press the button. Into the panic room. In you go, family. Food in here for 12 years. Everyone's sitting around. Tarquin, get the screens on. The world news coming through. Everyone else, let's play badminton. Posh lockdown in Bath. Shit. It's killed me love life. I'm blaming lockdown on everything. Like, my love life was dead in the water anyway. It's very hard to meet someone. I'm at that weird age where I'm still young enough to go into a nightclub, but if I do anything once I'm inside the door, I'm creepy. Like, I get to stand in the corner, and everyone's dancing. Look at me like, oh, someone's brought their uncle with them for the lift home. Don't want to shout out for an Uber. Look at him stood there, having fun, are you? I see it happen. I was never any good at it. Pulling, that thing that happens in nightclub, pulling. When you go out looking for it, pulling. No. I've got to meet someone. If I'm going to meet someone now, it's got to be a meet, like in a Starbucks or something. Like a bump into somebody and, oh, I see you've got a cinnamon latte. I love those. I've read that book. It's great. Come with me. You'll love the TARDIS. Like, I'm not, when you go out looking for it, the gypsies call it grabbing in nightclubs. I want that one. What? Fucking hell. That. Is that legal? It's the gypsy way. I'm not going to pay no tax to you. So... That's the traveller's way. We pay no tax. The traveller's way. I love it when people call themselves travellers, but they live in houses. We're a travelling family. We're fucking travelling. But you're living in a house, mate. If you're going to be a traveller, fucking travel. Anyway, the point is this. I see it done. And I feel like David Attenborough watching a wildlife documentary, because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning when it happens, when the blood alcohol mix is just about right. And people's brain chemistry changes. The front brain of logic disappears, and it's the back brain, the primal instincts come in, and there'll be a pack of women at the bar who've just turned orange. They've been like normal coloured all day, but now the sun's gone down, like orange werewolves. Here come the girls at the bar. One of them will peel away from the pack about 1 a.m. because she's properly pissed, and she'll make her way across the dance floor, which thank God is sticky with beer, because that is the only thing that's holding her upright. As she starts the mating dance of the club to let the men know she is in season. Sending out her signals into the room. Here come the girls. Ooh, ooh, here come. Not for me. She don't want me. I'm a poetry man. I'm fat. She don't want me. She wants the alpha male. She wants Gary at the bar. Everyone else is dressed Bath 2021, not Gary, he's dressed Ibiza 97. Because that was the year that Gary was at his peak. The year of the good pills. Wearing the tight t-shirt to display the tribal tattoos on his arm that let the whole town know he is part of a tribe. The black geometric pattern tribe. If you gaze at said pattern and let your eyes defocus, an arsehole emerges. Gary. His son's name from a previous relationship is tattooed here. In Sanskrit, because he's travelled. Gary knows the world. Gary has watched the sun rise over Alicante. Gary turns and sees her gyrating there in her world of clubland want, and he knows that she is for him. It's non-verbal communication. He puts down his beer, makes his excuses to his drinking companions, and approaches her from across the dance floor from behind. Always from behind for Gary. You don't want to spook a horse. Always from behind. Performing the mating dance of the club, which I stress, by the way, in advance, I can't do. Like, I'm too stuck. I can do an impression of it. It's a pelvic motion, drawn across the dance floor. Here comes Gary. Pure confidence is his guide. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rivals. The theme from Rocky 3 there for you. The finest of all the Rockies. Not playing in the club, but always playing inside Gary's head. Especially loud as he drives his white van up the M1. The eye of the tiger. Gary is winning. She doesn't see him coming. How can she? Her back is turned. But she feels a disturbance in the force. And she starts to dance backwards into him. Her little bum seeks him out, like a kitten trying to find a scratch post. Backwards she dances. Come to Gary. It's the docking scene from Interstellar. But she's had a few ciders. Her twat nav's broken. She starts to go out into the dance floor. Completely off course. Gary's not having it. He circles her as the matador circles the wounded bull. Come to Gary. And now he's back on point, right behind her. And their hips come together. She in front, he behind. Moving as one, because it's the bad boys. Always catching my eye. She's in front. The bad boys. She grinds on him. She twerks on him. She's still not seen him. This could be anybody back here. This could be a relative. Doesn't give a shit. She's in the zone, even though I know they're grinding up and down, leaving an orange swirly pattern on the front of his white t-shirt as he turns to his mates at the bar and does this move. Ah, how romantic is that gesture? It's like Downton Abbey being performed live for you, isn't it, on stage? His mates at the bar and no better egging it on. Gary! Legend! Legend! Gary's a legend. He's a fucking legend. Legend! When I was a boy, Robin Hood was a legend. Dick Turpin is still a legend. The Loch Ness Monster, that is a legend. This is enough now. A clumsy thing. This is like the tale be told, father to son in song. Hark the tale of Gary in a Friday on the piss. Legend! I'm in the back of the room with a glass of flat Pepsi. Like Pepe Le Pew looking for love. Trying to find a laugh in Bath on a Friday night. When it's still daylight outside and people aren't used to being in public. Half the room's still looking around, blinking and thinking the graphics on this Zoom are amazing. 6 months of laughing at this telly going, have killed the live buzz, but it will come back. There is life in this room, I sense it, gently breathing out there. There's a gentle sense of, yes, we are enjoying this, but we're not going to tell you. Privately, we're very satisfied with where our comedy pound has gone this evening, but as far as you're concerned, just keep talking, monkey. And you might get the occasional, yeah. There it is. It's not going to take off, though, is it? It's not going to be like fucking boom, fireworks. It's always going to be... Whose jab hurt, by the way? I had the jab, and I got that dead arm, like you get at school when your mate used to punch you 15 times. Which was a game when I was growing up. Because like the kids now, their games are all online and I don't understand them. But when I was growing up, the games we played at school were pain. Like who can take the most punches to the arm, do you know what I mean? Or this thing called knuckles where you played cards and if you lost, you got your knuckles scraped with the deck. It was like a twisted time, the 80s. Teachers were bastards as well. That's another thing that's gone from the sort of modern... Going out for a fight was a thing when I was a kid. Not me, my dad. Do you know what I mean? I've done the pub, hopefully get a fight in. Like that was part of the thing, not like a horrible fight, like, but like a proper squaring up in the car park, boxing fight. Like I haven't seen a fight like that. I've seen one fight like that. I was living in Woking at the time. Who knows Woking? Who doesn't know Woking? Right, it's a shithole. If you don't know it, it's Guildford's bastard cousin. If you can imagine that Guildford screwed up a science experiment and put the result in the basement, that result is Woking. Do you know what I mean? Could I come out? No, you can't. And shut your mouth. Weybridge is coming round for tea. Get the fucking noise. No, it's not a nice place. And it's a weird experience living there as a poetry man. It's not. They frown on the scarf wearer. And I was at Woking Station coming home from a weekend, as was my wont, and across the road was a couple to whom life had not been kind. Now, I'm not judgmental, but these two were rough as arseholes. Like... He's wearing a Primark football shirt, but the football team doesn't actually exist, you know, Portsmouth. Anyway, they're rowing. And it's Sunday morning. Sunday morning in Woking is very much like the first 10 minutes of the film The Lion King. As the people are trying to get home with their hangovers, the sun is rising over the back of the council buildings. It's the circle of shite. Everyone's trying to get home like this is all happening. It's a girl with her baby trying to skip the taxi queue. The circle of... I've got to get him home. Anyway, the scene's unfolding. A couple's having a row, and then something goes wrong with his mechanism, and he punches this girl in the mouth. Down she goes. Now he's picked the wrong day to be a bad guy, because I'm a massive comic book fan. And I just been to see the film Batman, The Dark Knight Rises. So I had a head full of Bruce Wayne and justice. So I'm looking at him from across the street thinking, no, mate. That's the theme to The Dark Knight Rises. Done by Hans Zimmer, very good film score. Nobody strikes a girl, not in my city. Fucking hell, that hurts. Almighty, Batman! Batman must be killing him. Anyway, like, wishing I'd worn a bigger jacket so I could have done both bat wings. And then it occurred to me about 10 minutes has gone by since he hit her. And essentially all I've done is rock backwards and forwards, singing the theme to The Dark Knight Rises to myself. So I thought, right, it's time for some drastic action. So I launched myself across the street at him, not as camp as that. Like, I've got some self-awareness, like Michael Flatley's coming to the rescue, do you know what I mean? Get between them. No. How has he escaped to Me Too, by the way? Surely Flatley was on the list. I mean, Paul Daniels got away with it by dying, but surely Flatley. Daniels was on the list. Anyway, not to worry. In between them, right, boom, I'm there, and I'm ready to go. Now, people write me off in a fight situation because of the obvious, but I actually every morning I'm in the garden doing the white crane style of Tai Chi Chuan, which I'm not going to recommend for fighting. Let me show you the opening move. The white crane spreads its wings. Now, boxing fans will tell you, that's not going to work in a fight, right? That might as well be the move like, arsehole lowers his balls to knee height, lines them up, gets his hands out the way for the opponent's convenience, and then just stands there and waits. However, this is all I've got, so I'm in between them. I unleash my manoeuvre with my war cry, get out of it! And I got lucky. I caught him on the sweet spot, right? Then bang, crack, and he dropped out on his, oh my God, I can't believe it, I've knocked out a villain. So now my head, it turns out medically, as I found out recently, has got a massive post-production suite. Like it's right now editing this gig into the Apollo. Believe me, on the way home, this is going to be brilliant to me. But it started playing the love theme from Karate Kid Part 2. So I'm striding around. I am the man who would fight for your honor. Oh, I'd be the hero. Now, this is what's wrong with Woking. I've just saved her life. I have risked life, limb, and scarf to save this gentle flower. I have left my carpet bag on the other side of the street. The next thing I know, she, who I've just rescued, jumps on my back like a scrunchy-wearing golem, sinks her teeth into my hero's ear, and starts going at me, get off him, you bastard! He's my man, he's my precious! I loves him! I've got fake Ugg boots bashing me in the sides, like she's trying to ride me down to Argos. That's a shop you find in other towns. Get off of him! He's my man! I'm screaming, crying. That really hurts on a cold winter's morn. I'm looking around for help. No one's going to help me. People are just walking past like it's not happening, apart from some guy on the other side of the street who's rocking backwards and forwards and singing the theme to Superman to himself. Fucking weirdo. I'm trying to get her off. In desperation, I turn to the one man that I can see, him, and start screaming, mate, please help me, get her off, she's biting my ear. He's looking back at me, what can I do? I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, you could try fucking hitting her. Hit her! And then traditionally what happens is people laugh and applaud at that bit. But tonight, I'm just going to take whatever I get. No, it's fine. But for the sake of the other acts, please do cheer the fuck up and do it quickly. Because, like, look inside yourself and find some joy for living, because otherwise they're going to, I don't care, mate. I'm too nuts. This will be gone and this will be like smoke. But, other people have got feelings, man. Come on, give something back for the love of... People have worked hard for this, and the promoter at the back as well, he's sitting there thinking, come on, people, we've been locked up for 18 months, where's your fucking will to live gone? I've got a plan for Britain's Got Talent. I'll leave you with this. I figured it out, the system, I've worked out the format. Susan Boyle gave me the idea, because I saw that, and I thought, right, she came out, and she was, God bless her, but, no oil painting, but a lovely woman, but, she was stood, everyone wrote her off, boo, it was shit, isn't she? And then, she unleashed her Les Miserables piece, I Dreamed a Dream. My plan's the same. First stop, Oxfam, get some rubbish shows, not cool ones like these. And then, pair of like jokey clown glasses, do me hair, side parting, slick it back, get them all jeering when I come out to the microphone looking all nervous, you know. That shot of the audience where you get those two arseholes in the crowd who've done nothing with their whole lives going, no, not for us, not for us. And just when they've written me off, I will unleash my Phantom of the Opera. You alone could make my song take flight. Help me make the music of the night. Now, you're very sweet to applaud, my Bath friends, but I'm not deaf. I'm well aware what I sound like. I'm up here going, oh, I can see you. I can hear that with my eyes. Just forget the quality, but respect the length. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute joy. Thank you for this evening. It's been a lovely trying to entertain you. And I think it's worked. I'm personally satisfied with my comedy experience. I see some of you out there, I would say about a good 70% of you are. There's 30% still not quite sure. It's a very strange demographic, different ages, different tastes, but the point is we're all here together. And if we can somehow bond and become a unit and find some fucking joy, that would be incredible for the rest of the evening, and indeed the rest of our lives, because it's always busy. It is better to be happy than miserable, is it not? So, my friends, loads of love to you. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you again. Take care and good night. Thank you very much.
Danny Buckler. Fantastic start. We're going to have a 15-minute interval. Go for a wee, get another beer, and we'll see you back here soon.
it's very nice here. Lovely weather. Wasn't it gorgeous today in Bath? And Bath is a little bit... You're posh, aren't you? A little bit. But you fucking know you are. You know, I overheard two women talking over a pram. It said his first word. His first word was apparently gazebo. I heard that. I was at the pub last night in Widcombe. The police were called in to break up a duel. This is a posh town. Some in Grimsby, you worried you're going to be stabbed with something afterwards. Here, I'm pretty sure most of you in this crowd have a favourite type of vinegar. That's how I feel. What was that? Balsamic. Balsamic. Yeah, that's what I would go for, yeah. This is the first time, by the way, anyone has actually volunteered a type of vinegar. Look at you. You look like that, just with you're like one of those blokes on the bus who wants to look at my balls, I'm massive. But so posh, you're not yelling anything hostile. It's just literally suggesting salad options. Amazing. Welcome to Bath. That's amazing. Look at me. You probably heard the slight northern tint in my accent. Oh, we'll help him, bless him. He probably only knows malt. Balsamic. There you go. White wine, cider. Enjoy yourself. Off you go, little ragamuffin. Clean your cheek. That didn't feel like a hostile heckle. That felt more like I'm being like a Dickensian orphan being adopted from the front row. So thanks for coming. Bath is one of my favourite places. I did a tour last year with a friend of mine who's famous enough to have a tour. And he got to choose all the places we went. And we went to all those bits on the edge of the country that you know exist technically, but you never think about unless you're doing a pub quiz. Do you know what I mean? Like, we all know that Jersey is there. But you don't wake up at 3 in the morning, oh, I better get to Jersey before it's shut. You know what I mean? We went to Jersey, is what I'm trying to tell you. And I don't know if you've been to Jersey, but I don't rush, I'd say. I don't know what it's for. Just if you're from Jersey, can I suggest just France or England, pick one and be that. You know, every street in Jersey was called something like Rue de Bloke. Just this weird schizo thing. And they were a weird crowd, right? A big theatre, right, room. I walked out and I went, hey, Jersey, nice town. That ruined the gig. That was enough to turn them. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you know you've done something wrong in a room, but you have no idea what rule you've broken. They were just murmuring. Nice town. And what have I done? What the hell? And then eventually somebody stands up and goes, excuse me, this is not a town. This is technically a bailiwick divided into 14 parishes. Fuck off, Jersey. No one gives a shit. You're lucky any outsiders come to your Wicker Man burning hellhole. Then we went to the Isle of Wight. That was exciting till we got there. Anyone been to the Isle of Wight? Yeah, a few more. It's a bit more popular. Quite like the Isle of Wight. I don't know how it started. When I go to an island, I always want the story, you know, like Madagascar, it was volcanic activity, and then Darwinian evolution, it's now this amazing kind of natural, you know, the Isle of Wight. There was a car park at one point that got set adrift while two racists were fucking on it. I don't know. That's not fair to those people, right? I don't really think they're racist. I just associate them with racism. And I think the reason is because when I was a kid, I used to imagine that the Isle of Wight was an island where only white people live. If you can imagine such a thing, Bath. I was a kid, right? Don't get me staring. I'd never seen the Isle of Wight written down. I was a child. I'd only heard it. Obviously, now I understand. That's just a coincidence. That's my tester joke. And you kind of passed. A B. Yeah, I think you've got to have a little tester joke near the crowd. I can't see most of you. I don't know where the edges are on the crowd. So you need a couple of tester jokes just to see what we can get away with, you know? This is a weird... I mean, this isn't a room that screams atmosphere, is it? You don't walk in, oh, we've got to hold a rock gig here. You've got to go, we can probably give away some scout badges in this room. That's the sort of feeling. Like, this is more book club than fight club, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. So I need to find out where you are as a crowd, where your moral edges are. So you need a couple of little tester jokes. For example, What's the difference between a sexually transmitted disease and a stick? It's not weird when your dog catches a stick off you. There you go. That's yours now. That's your joke. Now you don't need to applaud. That's it. You just take that home and use it at work or in a park near your house. I wish I knew more what to talk about. I've got like 15 minutes. I've probably used most of it already. And I like normally talking about what's going on in the world, current events, politics, but God, that's depressing now, isn't it? Like, and especially, you don't want on the day of a gig to find, oh great, we're at war with Syria. Now, let's weave that into some comedy, light-hearted. We're at war with Syria. We're not like we're at war at Syria more. I'm like Syria's not coming here. Do you know what I mean? Any day, Bashar al-Assad's not in this room, right? Do you know what I mean? Like they're more at war than we are, I think, is what I'm saying. Right, no, okay, fine. I feel it's a little uneven, is what I'm saying. It's not like Second World War, oh, hope we win. You know, we can just leave and not do it. That's the sort of... You know, it's like when you see someone smacking a child in a supermarket, you go, oh, those two humans are fighting. You don't, right? One of them's doing it to the other. Well, I could light things up and talk about Brexit. No, I couldn't. God, I mean, it's the most biggest thing that's happened in this country in years, and you mention it in a room, and it splits the room immediately. It's horrible. All comedians, we all wish we could talk about Brexit, but the moment you bring it up, look at the tension I've created. Immediately, about half the room, about 51.8% of the room, immediately staring and judging me because of what you think I think about you, and it's just, we're all in the middle. How have we let people divide us into these two tribes just because they asked us an oversimplified question, you know? And now you got half the country hate the other half. We don't like them. We're all somewhere on a spectrum, right? There's some people who go, no, we can't leave because I've got my own castle and Rockfall will go up in price, right? And there's people on the other end just go, yeah, send the mosques back to Moscow, right? And most of us are in between somewhere, you know? We're all one people. We're all one people united in the fact that however we voted in that referendum, we are not getting what we wanted. But everyone in the country that is true for, the people negotiating this on our behalf are fuckwits. Right? They really are, man. Not all of them. I'm sure there's some clever people, but I look at David Davis and he just looks like a drunk bloke who's got out of a car to talk to the cops with a weirdly confident belief in his own negotiating skills. Leave this to me, I'm very good at negotiation. They're being completely unreasonable. There's 27 of them. Fucked. We're fucked, right? The only two games in town in this country are Jeremy Corbyn and Theresa May. And until 2 weeks ago, Jeremy Corbyn was my MP. But I was living in North London and I now live in Yorkshire where I can afford a roof. But he was my MP, and I've got some friends who worship Jeremy Corbyn, but when he's the bloke who sorts out your drain, you can't have that relationship. I have some friends, some of my friends genuinely think that Jeremy Corbyn's like Jesus, and I don't. I mean, he's got the initials, you know. I'll give him that. Yeah. And he's got the beard, all right, I'll give him that. And his ideas haven't been updated recently, I'll give him that. And he's a controversial figure amongst the Jews. But I can't worship the guy. I was at the Glastonbury Festival last year, right? I was playing the comedy tent. He was playing the main stage. He was on the pyramid stage where you too would play. You don't want to see your own MP be a rock star. Everyone's there going, oh, Jeremy Corbyn. I didn't go. I knew I'd ruined the vibe for them. You know, they're all there in their middle class socialist 200 quid a ticket haze. And I'd be there at the back going, why have you moved the bins to Thursdays, you twat? No one wants to hear that. I don't trust you, anorexic Santa. But then on the other hand, Theresa May, and I don't know about you, I look at Theresa May and I think, is she still alive? That's my May. When I look at her, I think she might have died around Christmas time. And they're just running a corpse out there with a car battery. Weekend at Bernie's style. Nobody else wants the job. Fuck it, bring the corpse out, put some clothes on. She's a horrible grey-skinned look. She looks like one of the White Walkers from Game of Thrones, you know what I mean? Like you could summon her in a forest clearing, feed her a baby, and then she'd fuck off back to her hell dimension. You know? I'm feeling some resistance in the room to this material. I know it's not high political satire, this, but I want to make sure that people aren't misunderstanding that, because sometimes it feels uncomfortable, like a man on stage talking about what you're perceiving as a woman's appearance. I don't mean that at all. I'm not talking about her attractiveness as a woman. I'm talking about her complete lack of any human warmth as a creature. I'm talking creature love. I don't care how you voted, just admit in your own head. If you woke up in the morning and Theresa May was squatting at the end of your bed, you would shit yourself awake. But I would rather find a clown in my wardrobe than bump into Theresa May on ward. She looks like something Icelandic parents threatened their children with at Christmas. So we're fucked, and we know we are, but we feel okay because we're British and we drink through every problem. That's what I think. We do, don't we? Right? We drink in this country on a level that puzzles the hell out of the rest of the world. Anywhere in the world you can find an alcoholic, but for us, that is just a baseline. That's where we begin building our civilization. Oh, we didn't lose the empire, we just forgot where we fucking put it. We're not the only ones who drink, I know that. Australians drink as well, but they're just British people who got caught. How's that? Oh, cool. This isn't my watch. I don't know what it says. Yeah. I think one of the reasons we don't feel too bad in this country is, you know when things are bad for you, but things are worse for your friend, you feel kind of okay? Do you know what I mean? Well, that's how, it's a psychological thing. We compare ourselves with our rivals. If you put on a few pounds, but your mates put on a few stone, you're like, yeah, I'll go to the pub with you, come on. You know? I think what I'm saying here is, thank you, America. Thank you, our fucked up friend over the ocean, because we might be fucked, we're not fucked like they're fucked. Yeah, maybe we've got a corpse in charge, but it's the corpse of a human being. What is going on there? How has America gone from the first black president to the first shaved honey monster? What the fuck is going on there? Imagine you had a daughter who went out with those two men in succession. Barack Obama, for 8 years, you think, oh, she's found the one, what a keeper. You know what I mean? This guy is tall, intelligent, cool, good-looking guy. He knows his shit. He's first in his class at Harvard Law School. I have done a good job raising this woman. And 8 years in, she just dumps him and starts going out with this sex offender who's been rolled in Wotsits. You know? You think, what fell on your head? My daughter. He's a horrific human being. The only thing Trump is good at, I will give him this, Trump is amazing at distracting attention from any question. Any question. He doesn't do what normal politicians do. You know, where they weasel out, try and use your words against you. He doesn't do any of that shit. What Trump does, you ask him a question he doesn't like, he just says something so insane that nobody can remember what the original question was. You've seen him do this at press conferences. Mr. Trump, what about the Russian connection? He doesn't deny it. He just goes, there were 9 million people at my inauguration. It was the sunniest day in history. What? No one remembers what they asked them. I was Googling the weather. There's like 40 people. It was right. Hang on, that's not about Russia. What am I doing? It's an amazing technique. I recommend this to you in your day-to-day life. You can use the Trump technique. Like, I'm married. If my wife gets home a little early and I've forgotten to do the washing up, I don't bring it up. I just set fire to a bag of ferrets in the living room. Yeah. Nobody's remembering that as the day Nick didn't do the washing up. You've been a delight. I do think that no matter how bad things get in this country, we will just drink through it, won't we? We will. It's just who we are. It makes us invincible. You can't beat the English in a war. Well, you can, but we won't really notice. Yeah. We've lost wars before and it didn't take. I think we're the only nation that's ever happened to. Right? 1066, we were invaded by the French and conquered. Norman conquest. How's your French? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They have to learn English or we can't follow them. That's not winning, is it? That's what the loser does. That's how bad we are at languages. Je m'appelle. No, that is not how you say it. I cannot bear it. I will learn English. God damn it. So here we are. We're drunk. We're shit at languages. We're horny. You can't beat that. Yeah. We lost the Battle of Hastings, and our reaction was just to have sex with them until they were us. That is invincibility, my friends. Thank you for being so lovely. Enjoy the rest of your gala, and this is a great comedy festival. Keep supporting it. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We've got a fabulous act in the second half. She came very close to winning the new act competition in Bath Comedy Festival 2018. She's here again. We're very pleased, delighted to welcome her back. Put your hands together for a big Widcombe welcome to Chelsea Birkby.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me back. If you voted, I came in third, so screw you guys. No, it's really nice to be back. It's Friday night, it's a sunny weekend, and live comedy's back. Are we ready for a good time? Yeah! Great, because I'm going to talk about sexual shame and mental illness. Mental illness? I've got one. I've got one. Allegedly. Actually, I don't think I have it anymore, but my doctor told me that was a classic sign. The one I have is bipolar disorder, which is what they used to call manic depression. So when they told me, I was like, typical Gemini. And they were like, I don't think you're taking this very seriously. But it is quite serious, because it's where you have periods of depression where you're like, my soul is rotting and it's not good work chat. And then you also have periods of mania or hypermania, which is where you think, I am the life and soul of this party. But everyone else thinks, did she just karate chop my light stand? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because when you're manic, you get into really weird shit. Like you might for example, just for like a random example, like off the top of my head, like random example, off the top of my head, get really into Shania Twain, like in a big way. And email everybody at work about her and how her face is so beautiful according to science. Subject line, urgent for immediate action. But that did not impress them much. I know, man, I feel like a bellend. But you do, like, you get into weird stuff when you're manic, and the signs were there when I was at university, and I was actually like I was the first in my family to go to university, which I know is shocking because I sound like this. But actually I don't sound anything like my family. I literally learnt my accent from Hermione Granger from Harry Potter. Like, we're from Leeds. No, I'm from Milton Keynes. But it was just so different there. Worse. So people... Have you been... No, it's true. Yeah, fair play. Have you been to Milton Keynes? Yeah. Yeah? What's your favourite part?
Well, I've just been to Milton Keynes.
So you've just been to Milton Keynes, there's no part, and then your explanation is, she's from Wales. Are you her carer? No, you guys are actually, I'm getting good vibes from this table. You're also from Wales. You're not from the same part of Wales? No.
I'm from the right side.
Oh, shots fired. Well, I'm from Milton Keynes, there's not really a nice part. Just off one of the roundabouts, that's home sweet home. But at university, like, they sound even posher than I do, and they were all like, do you want to party? Like, do you want to party? And I'm like, well, when's part B? Because this is shit. Because they're all like, let's drink rosé and dance ironically. And I'm like, no, let's use wine as a mixer and get asked to leave. Live a little. Was that the vibe in MK? Yeah, 100%. Like, it's a strange place. And before that, I thought me and my family were fancy, because like we're like Milton Keynes fancy, which as it turns out is not fancy. But I thought we were. I was like, if we're not fancy, why does Dad wear so much jewelry? Riddle me that. My parents are quite strange people. Like my mum, she works in a prison and she teaches drug awareness. And I don't mean to stereotype, but I think they might be aware. I love that. You mimed my punchline to me. So it was beautiful. I felt like this is me at like Glastonbury and you're like singing the lyrics. Sing them if you know. She's like, working at a prison has definitely like changed her, because I went home during lockdown when it was allowed, so between lockdowns, and she's like been working on the garden like everybody else. And then because I couldn't identify basil and parsley by the leaf, she called me a waste man. And I did a gig the other day, and I told this story, and someone came up to me and they were like, oh, did your mum really call you a waste man? Because could you really not identify the difference between basil and parsley? I was like, no, I don't know. And she said, you are a waste man. And then my dad, he's sort of different. He works in the print industry as an estimator, which just means, like, if you don't know, it just means he gives quotes like, life is what happens while you're making plans, and freedom is what you do with what's been done to you. He's a very wise man. So I think these signs of being like manic really started to come out at university, and it was strange, this clash of worlds, like where some of my friends were born with a silver spoon in their mouth, but some of my friends were born in spoons. And I knew there was a problem because one night at university they themed a club night, and it was chav themed, where everyone just looked like everyone I grew up with. I conscientiously objected, and I learnt that word while I'm the first to go. Yeah, I conscientiously objected. I was like, I'm not going, this is wrong. Also, I'm hungover, so, But parties there were weird. Like, my friend threw a sexy cat party. Yeah, she threw a sexy cat party, and I was like, I'm not going, I'm not going to go as a sexy cat just because you told me to, fuck the patriarchy. Actually, don't fuck the patriarchy. It will only encourage them. So instead, I thought, like, I'm not going to go as a sexy cat. I'm going to go as a Sphinx cat. So I bought this, like, dress that was the color of my skin, and a choker, and a bald cap. But then my friend Henry told me that I didn't look like a Sphinx cat. I looked like a testicle. And you don't want to go to a sexy cat party as a single bollock. Like, maybe if there were two of you. So eventually they were like, enough of this. You need to go and see your doctor. And I did, but the problem is, my doctor is the second most handsome man I've ever seen. So my mind was like, Chelsea, he is here to help you. But my body was like, I want him to help me, like, really hard. And then whatever you go and see your doctor about, they always ask you about, like, it was about my mental health, but they always ask you about your physical health. So he was like, do you work out? And I cannot tell you how gorgeous he was. So I was like, yeah. He said, what do you do? I was like, running. He said, how far? I said 50K. Sometimes you don't get the help you need. It was my fault. And I know that because in lockdown I did try and start running like everyone else did. And I downloaded that NHS app, Couch to 5K, but I never finished it, so I never did get my £5,000. God damn it! I've never made that joke work, but I'm like, sure, it's gonna. Do you think it could? Do you think it's got legs? Yeah? Yeah, okay. Because it's like 5K, the distance. And yeah, you all got it, but that's why you're like, but no, it's not gonna work. Okay, well, we live and we learn. And so I gave up on running, like I'm gonna give up on that joke. And instead, I took up roller skating because I was like, I was home educated, I'm going to clown school, but I'm not quirky enough, so I bought some roller skates. But the thing is, I have one dominant leg, but it's really dominant. Like, it's calling the other leg a little bitch and like spitting at it, like it's inappropriate. So yeah, I have a mental illness. That's where we're up to. But so I was diagnosed with manic depression, and the thing is, I do think it's misunderstood, even by my family. Like my mum, she did a Facebook status about me and my mental health, which kind of feels like oversharing, but it's hard to say that when I do this, and joke about her. She did this Facebook status, and she said, Chelsea has bipolar disorder, but she never lets it bring her down. I don't think she understands what manic depression is. So I've been thinking though that maybe she, like, I don't think I have it anymore. I don't know if I was ever actually manic, or maybe I just loved nights out. Is that a crime? Is that a crime? Because I miss them so much. Like I love them. I loved the club. I loved the club. I love the club. So I'm gonna keep saying it to diminishing return. Do you love the club? Don't leave me hanging, Wales. Yeah, I know you love the club. What do you love about the club? The club. Thank you. That was drinking. Yeah. My favorite thing about the club is the music they play in the club. Like, the kind, like, it's the kind that's like definitely offensive, like at women, but also it's so catchy. It's like any song by Pitbull, And if you don't know who Pitbull is, he's also known as Mr. Worldwide, so that's on you guys. But when he's on in the club, because I've requested him, he says stuff like, it doesn't matter if you don't know him, I'm going to teach you about him. He says stuff like, she like that freaky stuff, that nasty stuff, that 2 in the O, and 1 in the I. 1 in the I? I don't think she does like that, Pitbull. And the thing is, I don't know if you're fans, but I Googled him, and it turns out he's not a particularly nice man. No, because loads of troubling articles come up. Stuff like Pitbull attacks toddler. Pitbull mauls man's face off. Pitbull banned from breeding in the UK. Keep him away from those bitches. But bitches has actually been reclaimed recently, specifically bad bitches. And I think the reason bad bitches works is because bad is bad, and then bitches is bad, so together it makes a double negative, so it loops right back around to being positive, and bad bitches love nothing more than being mathematically sound. I think that's it. And my favourite bad bitch is, it sounds so aggressive in my accent, doesn't it? Well, my favourite bad bitch is Cardi B. And it's because, like, she is so empowered and so sexually empowered. She's this incredible rapper, and she's like, pop that pussy in church, pop that pussy while you work. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, Cardi, but I'll try. And I think we need that because we have so much sexual shame in the UK. And I think a lot of it goes back to Victorian times and the idea that British people are prim and proper, and myths like masturbating will make you go blind. Like, you're doing it wrong. What, was Pitbull involved? Or But I think growing up in the 90s was a time when, like, culture was like highly sexualized but also repressed. So, like, I knew about Victoria's Secret, but I didn't know what it was. I fucked that joke up. Shit! And at least I didn't give it away. Oh well. It was a horny time and I was confused, much as I am now. But the thing is, this leads to really dangerous consequences, because for my year 7 leavers assembly, all the girls in my class decided to do a dance to Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back, which the teachers allowed so long as it didn't have the talking bit where it's like, oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. They were like, absolutely not. This has got children involved. Fair play. Whereas the singing bit where it's like, knock-kneed bimbos walking like hoes, they were like, sure, why not? It's a party. But it went wrong, and you can't blame the tech guy because he was also 12. So he turned it up just as it went, prostitute. As 12-year-old girls ran on stage in what was a very confusing farewell from the class of 04. So I think that explains a lot about me. And I think it's a British culture thing. Like, other countries are just so much more comfortable with sex and romance, like France. Like, France is a sexier place, isn't it? Yeah, France is a sexier place. Like, it's where French kissing is from, you know, like passionate necking. Like, we don't have that here. We don't have a British kiss. And I think it's because if we did, it wouldn't be making out. It would be that moment you try and kiss someone on their cheek, but then you kind of miss, and then you get behind their ear, and neither of you say anything, but both of you wish you were dead. I think that would be the British kiss. But their culture is just more comfortable with romance, because, like, in airports in France, their departures lounge, do you know what it's called? Do you know what it says on their departures lounge sign? No, we've been away for too long. Yeah, kiss and fly. Yeah, isn't that? It's so nice. It's like so romantic. They're like, au revoir Jean-Claude, mon sexy petit filou. Although according to Duolingo, I am actually 40% fluent in French. Yeah, which is to say not fluent, isn't it? You couldn't do that with anything else. You can't be like, oh, I'm 40% proficient at stand-up. Like, I'm really good at setups, but just not at... So they're so much more comfortable with sex and romance. They have kiss and fly. In the UK, where we're much less comfortable, our departures lounge is called Express Drop-Off. We're like, get the fuck out of the car, don't touch me. Bring me back some fags from duty free. It's definitely a less romantic culture, but I think there is one way in which, like, the French sexiness sort of runs out, and I call it the French sexiness paradox. And because while it's so, like, attractive and sexy to be, like, distant and, like, nonchalant, like, in the actual act of banging, like, you want some enthusiasm. You don't want to be like, do you like that baby? And they're like, what is it like when you are born without reason? And persist out of weakness and die by chance, huh? You know, that's hard to get off to. Not impossible. But also, do you know how in France, how colloquially they refer to orgasm? Shout it out if you know. Le petit mort, exactly, which translates to the little death. Yeah, don't you think that's worrying? Like, if someone was describing sex with me and they were like, oh, how was that? And they were like a part of me died. I would not consider that a good review. Yeah, so I'm in therapy. Surprise! Surprise! Are you surprised? No. And even my therapy moved online during lockdown. Like, I found my therapist online. I found him on Psychology Today, and it came up with psychotherapist in your area, which made a change from all those damned horny MILFs. Also, it's always like sexy mums, isn't it? It's never like horny dads in your area. But you'd be like, yeah, obviously. If it was like, they're 3 miles away and they want you, like, I'm leaving. But therapy is so good, I would recommend it. I love my therapist, which he has made very clear is not appropriate. But it's helping. Like, I'm sort of working on anger, because I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not that good at like aggression. Although that doesn't mean you can heckle me, though, because once someone heckled me and I, like, quick as a flash, fired straight back with, "You're hurting my feelings." That showed them. And the thing is, like, I'm tall, like, I'm 6 foot, and yet I have this stage presence. Like, imagine, like, I feel like I need to do that move that the red panda does, where if anyone heckles, like, okay, for example, would you heckle me, sir, but not too tragic that I'll get upset, but just like a medium heckle?
That joke doesn't work.
That joke doesn't... Did that work? Do you think you'd heckle me again?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, well, therapy's working. I'm going to feed that back. And he's going to be like, it's great, Chelsea, you're fine, you're cured. No, there's still problems that remain. But I'm working on anger because I suppress it. I think a lot of women in particular suppress their anger. And when I think about women just holding their anger in all the time, it just makes me feel really fucking like, fine, actually, no worries. Don't worry about it. But so many of us actually are angry and just can't express it. Like, everyone's walking around with so many chips on their shoulders. It's like there's been a food fight at a gastropub, for heaven's sake. And that does work. Yeah, it works. Come on, guys. Because anger is like one of the core 5 emotions. There's anger, joy, tipsy, crunk, and hungover. And they were the 5 that were featured in that Disney film, Inside Out. A film which, by the way, someone completely ruined for me by saying, Inside Out, is that about rectal prolapse? And it ruined what was otherwise a beloved film. I don't know why I've passed that on, but I feel like sharing is sort of, well, it helps me. And that's the main thing. But so I'm trying to connect with my anger, because I can't even pretend to be angry. Like, I did GCSE drama, A-star, is how I referred to myself. And I just did plays that had like sadness at the heart of them, which I find easier to call upon. Whereas like anger is actually at the heart of so many of our like classic plays, like Antigone, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Mr. Blobby's Big Day Out. You know, it's like, it's at the heart of our culture. So I ended up leaving anger. And I think, do you know what, like I don't know if I've sort of maybe come off as a bit unhinged tonight, but I'm actually doing a lot better. The new normal, guys, you're looking at it. Hey, I don't know if that way was loving or not, but I'm going to take it. Although, no, you're right to be suspicious, because whenever I hear people say the new normal, like, I just don't trust it. Like, during the lockdowns, like, between them, I was in this pub, and where the landlord was a real, like, character, you know, a real character, if you know what I mean, like, racist, sexist, and homophobic. And he was loudly and performatively cleaning the tables, and he was like, well, I guess this is life in the new coronavirus times. It's like, no, it was actually customary to clean before COVID. Like, what's next? Washing my hands after I shit? You're supposed to do that. But I really, like, I think I am getting better. And I think also as a culture, like, the generation below are, like, they're talking about mental health. They're, like, actually, they're drinking less. Like, they have less sexual shame, which is a good thing. And I don't know, I just think they're making good decisions. Like, I think this, like, Gen Z, like, maybe, like, finally, just maybe they're a generation who are, like, hopeful and optimistic. Like, maybe finally we have that. Or maybe they're just a bunch of losers. Screw those guys. No, but I'm doing a lot better, and I'm off my medication now. Woo! Thank you. I used to take antidepressants and uncle depressants. You have to throw a joke in, or it's just sad. And also mood stabilizers, which did prompt the question, which mood? And it was this one. But I'm doing so much better, and this has also been so much fun. Thank you so much. And I think part of why I'm getting better is because laughter is the best medicine. So heal me. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Chelsea Birkby! Fantastic. We're going to another interval, and we'll be back very soon with your headline act. Thank you.
There's something. I think I've got a theory because what we do over here quite regularly is we confuse Kiwis and Australians. We think they are the same people because they're both antipodal. It's a 4-hour flight between the two. They are totally different cultures. We just confuse them because the thing about I love Australia. I've worked in Australia many times. I think it's a fabulous place. But Aussies are just that little bit more irascible, aren't they? They're just that little bit more up in your face, aren't they? They're a little bit more fucking aggressive, aren't they? You know, it's, Kiwis a bit more, they're a bit more laid back. No Kiwi has ever called me a fucking pom. Right? And I think there's a very simple reason for that. It's to do with how the two countries were were originally colonised, right? Obviously, New Zealand, well, Australia was kind of the first Europeans who turned up didn't want to be there. They were transported pretty much against their will. They travelled all the way across the world on the most dangerous journey of the era, probably for an offence they hadn't committed. It was a penal colony. Nothing wrong with that. Australians, though, many of them descended from convicts. Turned up on the other side of the planet going, fucking hell, I don't want to be here. Kiwis, on the other hand, Kiwis turned up. They were settled by Scottish Presbyterians who turned up on a boat going, oh, hello. Oh, this is lovely. It's very familiar. Oh, are you local? Oh, hello. We'll probably be friends, right? Australia, the European settlers who turned up in Australia didn't want to be there, got there to find out that the locals didn't want them there either. Not only that, the place was a fucking oven and literally everything on the landmass wanted to kill them. Have you been to Australia? It's genuinely terrifying, right? It takes a day and a half to fly there. By the time you get there, you're so knackered and jet lagged that you turn up and you think it's perfectly acceptable they frisk you for vegetables. You're like, to be honest, I can't even remember my own name. There's every chance that I've kept a courgette down there somewhere. You're just all over the shop, and then you go back and you stay with your kind and benevolent Aussie host, and you have that weird jet-laggy kind of sleep. You can fall asleep in the middle of the day, morning, afternoon. You wake up any time of day or night, and you sort of come into the front room completely all over the place, and your kind of benevolent Aussie host is just like, careful, mate, fucking careful. What's the problem? Spiders, mate. Spiders. Could be one of the 2 most deadly poisonous spiders in the fucking world. What, in the front room? Could be anywhere in the house, mate, but right now, yeah, in the front fucking room. You're right, Jesus, I just go in the garden. Don't go in the garden, mate. Well, what's in the garden? Snakes, mate, snakes. 9 of the 10 most deadly poisonous snakes on the planet live on the Australian mainland. Any one of them could be in the garden at any given fucking moment. Stay the fuck away from the garden. All right, Jesus Christ. I'll just go down to the river, I saw that. Don't go down the river, mate. What's in the river? Sharks. What? You got sharks in the river, bull sharks, mate. Most deadly, vicious, aggressive sharks known to mankind. So vicious, deadly and aggressive that not only are they salt water breathing, but they can actually freakily breathe fresh water as well, swim up the river, bite your fucking legs off. All right, I just stay on the riverbank. Well, don't do that, mate. Why not? Salt water crocodiles. What the fuck are they? Lizards, mate. Giant lizards. Prehistoric dinosaurs. Biggest fucking lizard on the planet. Essentially jaws like a JCB. Snap you in 2 like a twig. If the sharks don't get you, the fucking salties will. All right, mate. Jesus, I'll just go down to the seaside. Don't go in the sea, mate. What's in the sea? Snakes. I thought they were in the fucking garden. Yeah, that's the 9 of the 10. But the 10th most deadly poisonous snake is a sea snake, which by 1,000,000 to 1 chance happens to live off the coast of Australia. If you see one, don't run away. Why not? Because you might run into a box jellyfish. What the fuck is a box jellyfish? Most deadly poisonous jellyfish on the planet, mate. Tentacles 100 feet long. Get stung by one of those, you'll die a slow, painful, agonising death. And you don't want that because you need your wits about you in the water. Why? Because of the sharks. What? I thought they were in the river. That's the bull sharks, mate, and they may come out to play in the bay. But out there, you've got the great white. That's the one everyone talks about. That's not the real bastard. It's the tiger you want to watch. Fuck it. All right, mate, I'll just come back on the beach. Don't go on the beach, mate. What's going to kill me there? The sun. All right, I'll just come back to the house. Can't come back to the house, mate. Why not? We've been evacuated. Why? Bushfires. Fuck me. So there's no wonder Australians are a little bit on edge, isn't it? Whereas Kiwis, a little bit more relaxed. You know, there's no natural predators in New Zealand. No natural predators at all. It's like they all stood in Australia saying, let's wait till the English come and freak the fuckers out.
bitch in the club. Niggas heard I fuck with Dre, now they wanna show me love. When you sell like Eminem and the hoes, they wanna fuck. Homie, ain't nothing changed, hold down, G's up. I see exhibit in the cut, they nigga roll that weed up. You watch how I move, you mistake before I play up here. Been hit with a few shells, but I don't walk with a limp. In the hood, in the LA, they saying 50, you hot. They like me, I want them to love me like they love pop. But holla in New York, the niggas will tell you I'm local. And the plan is to put the rap game in the choke. I'm fully focused, man. My money on my mind, got a meal out the deal, and I'm still in the grind. Now shorty says she feeling my style, she feeling my flow. A girl from Wooded, they buy, and they ready to go. I'm in the club, bottle full of bug. Look, mommy, I got the head, so get in and take a drug. I'm in the having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug, if you're into getting rough. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bug. Look, mommy, I got the head, so get in and take a drug. I'm in the having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug, if you're into getting rough. My flow, my show brought me to go. That brought me all my fancy things. My crib, my cars, my clothes, my jewels. Look, nigga, I done came on and I ain't changed. And you should know way more than you hated, nigga, you mad. I thought that you be happy I made it. I'm that cat by the bar, toasting to the good life. You that faggot ass nigga tryna pull me back, right? My junk get the bumpin' in the club, it's on. I'm with my eye at your bitch, if she smash, she gone. Hit the roof on fire, let the motherfucker burn. Just talking about money, homie, I ain't concerned. I'ma tell you what banks do me, cause go ahead, switch the style up. Niggas hate to let them hate them, watch the money pile up. Or we can go upside the head with a bottle of blood. They know where we fucking be. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bug. Look, mommy, I got the head, so get in and taking drugs. I'm in the having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug, if you're into getting rough. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bug. Look, mommy, I got the head, so get in and taking drugs. I'm in the having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug, if you're into getting rough. Don't try to act like you don't know where we be, nigga. I'm in the club all the time, nigga. So pop off, nigga. G-Unit. Way too beautiful, girl. That's why it'll never work. You have me suicidal, suicidal. When you say it's over, damn all these beautiful girls. They only wanna do you dirt. They'll have you suicidal, suicidal. When they say it's over. See, it started at the park, used to chill after dark. Ooh, when you took my heart, that's when we fell apart. Cause we both thought that love lasts forever. Lasts forever. They say we're too young to get ourselves sprung. Oh, we didn't care. We made it very clear. And they also said that we couldn't
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your headline act of the evening? They've been here before, they're good friends of the festival. Please give it up for the Scottish Falsetto Sock Puppet Theatre!
I know we make this look so easy, don't we? We've got that bit covered. And I noticed when we spoke a little bit earlier, the Welsh didn't understand what we were saying.
No idea.
Touché. We are the Scottish Falsetto Sock Puppet Theatre, and so am I, and so is he. Shitty's got a guitar. I have, and you appear to be naked. Let's just see what I can do about that. I don't know what he's going to do about that. I'll find something, because tonight, ladies and gentlemen of the Widcombe Echo Chamber, tonight we are going to entertain you with every genre of entertainment. Every genre, yes. Yes, we can do them all. We can do theatre. Do you like a bit of theatre? Yes. They're very enthusiastic about the theatre. It's Bath. Look around you. This is the very definition of a theatre crowd. With farmers. With a few farmers, I will give you that. They are the land-owning gentry. They're a cut above. How about a bit of film? Do you like a bit of film? Are you sure they understand the word film? Of course they understand the word film. The Welsh won't understand that, no. Film is the Scottish word for film. There's not another word for it. We could do romantic films, we could do action films, we could do horror films. I love a horror film. Do you? Oh, yes, I would go anywhere to see a Hitchcock. Psycho? No, I usually walk. Right, let's make that the low benchmark. We've already started to lose that side of the room, I've noticed. So we could do every genre. Could we do Nordic crime drama? Nordic crime, yeah, because I've been working on a Nordic crime drama. So could we do Nordic, when you say Nordic crime drama, yeah, you mean, yeah, a crime drama, yeah, about, yeah, a man with no penis. No, that's not what we're going to be doing tonight. Tonight we're going to be doing, are we going to be doing circus? Circus! Do they look like a circus crowd? There is a circus act over there, is there? Yeah. The bearded man. No. Why would we be doing circus? Because I've just seen the strong man outside. The strong man, he was using steroids to build up his arms and legs. Anabolic? No, just his arms and legs. Are you having difficulties with the guitar? I'm having a little bit of difficulty with the guitar. I think I might just lose that. I've just lost the guitar. The guitar has been lost. You can borrow mine. Oh, thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much. Okay, it's down there. Okay. So do you know any nice songs on the guitar? I do. I thought I might begin with a song that... I think this is hanging on precariously by a thread. Quick, plug the guitar in and let's see how it goes. It goes like this. I'm a sock, you wear me when you're cooking, you don't walk. I'm made of cotton, I'm made of wool, you can't push me on your foot, you have to pull. Then you put on your shoes and walk, 'cause I'm a sock. You put me over your ankle, I'll go up to your calf. You shall have to take me off if you want to take a bath. I'm available in stripes, in dog tooth or in check. Your half that's covered up by your shoes and the other half by your kecks. I'm a sock. You wear me on your foot, not on your cock. I come in fawn in beige and brown, I'm elasticated so don't fall down, and I look good with a frock, 'cause I'm a sock. You have a little thank you. I can start to smell quite cheesy, keep away from your nose. I come in the form of pop socks with individual toes. And I like tights, they're different. Their thickness is measured in denier. They're quite inexpensive these days, you can get 3 pairs for a 10-year. I'm a sock. I rarely suffer from the writer's block. I'm thicker than silk and thinner than flax. You get me dead cheap from TK Maxx. And I look good with a smock, 'cause I'm a sock. A guitar solo. Hands not touching the strings, I notice. Shut your face. I'm a sock. I'm worn by sailors standing by a dock. I'm worn by soldiers in marching boots. I'm worn by robbers carrying bags of loot. And I look good against a rock, 'cause I'm a sock. I'm worn by the springboks. I'm a sock. I like a drink of hock. I'm a sock. I impersonate Mr. Spock. I'm a sock. I quite like bagels and lox. I'm a sock. My favourite cookie is double choc chip. I'm a sock. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. I'm a sock. Can I stop before my jaw gets locked? I'm a sock. Are you running out of rhymes, you cock? I'm a sock. No, I am not, you cheeky bugger. I'm a sock. Come over here and say that. I'm a sock. Do you want to fight? Do you want to fight? I'm a sock. When you're ready, I'm a sock. Right. Let's stop playing that stupid bloody guitar then. I'm a sock. I notice the guitar playing is still carrying on. It is all. Just see what I can do about that. Bear with me 1 sec. 'Cause I'm a sock. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Thank you. Get off. So we are the Scottish Falsetto Sock Puppet Theatre, and so am I, and so is he. And tonight we are making our grand return to the live stage, and we're raising the stakes, are we? Yes, we're going to up the ante, you dirty bugger. I mean, because we are in Bath, which is a high-class joint, yes, we saw a half-timbered car a little bit earlier. A Morris Traveller, admittedly, but I thought, that's fitting. That's the sort of thing they would have in Bath. So we're going to do a bit of Shakespeare. Do you like a bit of Shakespeare? Can we not just do a zombie film? No, we can't do a zombie film. You know, like that one we saw them filming on the way over. We didn't see them filming a zombie film. We did you not see them? We were driving along and there they were, walking along the pavement with the ragged clothes and the scabby flesh and the bulging hair, and that was twerting. What we're going to do is try a little bit of Shakespeare on you. So did you get all the Shakespearean costumes? Yeah, I've got them over here. Okay, tell us what you've got. I've got one pair of tights, yeah. One ruff, yeah. One big puffy jacket thing, doublet. Two big puffy jacket things. Right. So, to dignify the procedures, we're going to begin by getting a little bit of Shakespearean on your ass. What sort of Shakespeare play? Name your favourite Shakespeare play, and we might do it. Or we might not. It really is not. Radish. There's not a Shakespeare play called Radish. I mean, we could try a Shakespeare play called Radish. What are you suggesting over here? Midsummer Night's Dream. Some sort of comedy. You take us for. No, we're going to do one of Shakespeare's finest tragedies, are we? Yes, we are. No, not Romeo and Juliet. Thank you for your contribution of trying to guess. But it's not that kind of show. It's not Whose Line Is It Anyway? How fucking old are you? Never mind how old I am. I remember Whose Line Is It Anyway, which, by the way, is still existent on some cable channels. Is it? Yes, but that's not the tangent I wanted to go down. The point is, we don't just perform whatever you shout out at us. We actually have come prepared with something. They do not think that. Well, they may not be. The last 30 seconds may have pointed them in another direction, but trust me, I'll show you how prepared I've come for Shakespeare. Oh, somebody apparently has become prepared for Shakespeare down there. I have. He has. Yes, there you go, thank you. That's right, this is the most impressive Shakespearean costume that you will be seeing on this stage. You bugger! One likes to make an effort. Okay, so we are going to do Hamlet. What part am I going to be? Well, would you like to be Hamlet? I would love to be Hamlet. Okay, let us prepare. Oh, I'll just do my stretches. Don't do your stretches. Me. No, you don't have to do me. Don't do your bloody stretch. Me. You don't do your stretches. Does that help? Does that help? No, it doesn't. Well, don't do that. Do what I do to prepare. What do you do to prepare? I use the Stanislavski. Don't need to, we live in a flat. The Stanislavski. Oh, the Stanislavski. All right, off you go and use the Stanislavski. Thank you. Everybody else, you'll need to leave it for about 5 minutes afterwards. You're being that thing again. What thing? Facetious, bless you. Are you not familiar with Stanislavski? I don't know any of the Slavskis. Do they run the Polski slep? I've never been in. Constantine, no, I said I've never been in. Constantine, you know who Stanislavski is, don't you, Bath? Yeah, you see, they're cultured. Stanislavski was a pioneer of theatre, was he? Yes. Stanislavski invented, what did he invent? The method. Oh, the method, that's right. As used by the Methodists, no. No, think. Who uses the method? Catholics. That's a totally different thing. Konstantin Stanislavski's method is designed so that you can act and not get pregnant. That's not really a consideration. Listen, do you want to do this? Yeah. You are going to be Hamlet? Yeah, I'd like to be Hamlet. Okay, so if you're going to be Hamlet, what you need to do is you need to draw on an emotional memory. I'll get a pen. You don't need a pen. It's the beginning of the play. Okay, so Hamlet is going to meet the ghost of his father. Oh, yes. Can you draw on an emotional memory? I can. I can remember it like it's yesterday. I'm on the ramparts of a castle, and it's dark, and it's misty, and there's guards, and then suddenly there's a ghost with a great big echoey booming voice. That sounds like a perfect emotional memory. When was this? I don't know. There was a play on the telly with a mental bloke and a girl who goes mad and jumps in a pond, and then her dad gets stabbed through the curtains. Hamlet, yeah. When was that on? That was on last week. That was when we decided to do Hamlet. Well, that's where my emotional memory comes from. We're looking for a slightly more personal emotional memory experienced by you, not something that was watched by everybody on the telly. Okay, I've got it. Oh, I'm feeling lonely. Really, totally like I'm on my own. I'm the only person in the world. This is good. How does this make you feel? I'm isolated. It's like there's nobody else around. I'm more lonely than anybody has ever felt. And what are you doing? I'm watching Hamlet on the telly. And you've left the room, so we don't have to pretend to be enjoying it. I've left the room. Yeah, you've probably gone to use the Stanislavski. Do you have no actual memories of your own? I've got plenty of memories. Go on then, think. What is your earliest, helpful, useful, emotional memory? I can see my father. Your father. My father. And there's smoke. Oh, the terrible smell of the smoke. The thick, choking, overpowering, all-consuming smoke. I can't see for the smoke. This is terrible. Are you in a fire? No, we're in the lounge. He's smoking a cigar. How is that supposed to help? It was a Hamlet. You are an idiot. That's 3 minutes of their lives they're not going to get back. We've got nowhere. We've not done the bloody play. We've not done the Shakespeare. Right, listen, pal, I've had it up to here with you. Up to where? Admittedly, I cannot demonstrate up to where I have had it, but trust me, I've had it. You are on probation. I don't know what that means. Why are you being like this? Take that Shakespeare off. Why are you not doing the show the way it's supposed to be done? Well, I just can't do your Shakespeare when I'm still in mourning. In mourning, is it? Yes, ladies and gentlemen of Bath, I am in mourning. You're not so quick with the sympathy. Tell them for whom you are in mourning. I am in mourning for the late, great Michael Jackson. Think you're on there, pal. Oh, come on. Who misses Michael Jackson like I miss Michael Jackson? The Welsh officially miss Michael Jackson. Yes, you see, you've got taste because you know like I do. Michael Jackson was the people's paedophile. Oh, you can keep your Gary Glitters and your Jimmy Saviles. For me, I'm so sad about the loss of Michael Jackson that every night at Michael Jackson time, I need to do my special tribute. When's Michael Jackson time? When the big hand's on the little hand. And that's about now, so can I do it? Will you do the rest of our act properly if I let you do this? I will. Okay, go on then. So, as a tribute to the King of Pop, and his bedtime milky drink. That was in the coroner's report. Don't make up your own gags. I have written out the words of Michael Jackson's most famous song, and we'll have a look at them together. So what's Michael Jackson's most famous hit, #1 single? Thriller Thriller got to number 12 in the charts in 1983. It's hardly his most successful single. I do wish you'd read the study notes when you come to these lectures. Michael Jackson's most famous song is, obviously, Billie Jean was one that I forgot about when I was putting this together. It's not as easy as it looks. But apart from Billie Jean and Thriller, obviously, it's most famous. Oh, beat it yourself, you cheeky. Honestly, you come out to entertain some people. Okay, Jesus God, he wrote a lot of songs. Clearly, I've written out the words of Michael Jackson's 7th or 8th most famous song, but we can have a look at them now together. I've written out the words of Michael Jackson's Earth song. Stop it there. After that, it just gets silly. So, are you going to do the rest of the act the way it's supposed to be done? Of course I will. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen of Bath, we are going to entertain you with one of the finest genres of entertainment. A little bit of magic. Do we like a bit of magic? I should just get my magic outfit on. Isn't there a problem with magic? Apart from how far it is to the dressing room, obviously. What's the problem with magic? Isn't magic shit? No. No. Think of the greats of magic. Houdini, who's Dini? No. Houdini, that's what I asked you. Who's Dini? Are you going to do that again? What? Pretending not to understand words that I say? I have no idea what you mean. That is not big and it's not clever. That is superficial. Thank you very much. Whoop. When he died, ladies and gentlemen, when he died, Houdini, shut it. Houdini wanted us to contact him from beyond the grave. How? Seance, ons. You don't even know you're doing it, do you? He wanted us to contact him by tapping the table, and he wanted us to play dominoes. No, seance, ons. Shut your stupid face. Go and get the prop. The prop. Yes, there's a prop down there. Because now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to contact the other side. Are there sarcastic cattle in? It does sound that way, but no. No, that's simply them channeling the ectoplasm. The dirty bastards. They are a little tonight. Tonight, we're going to reach through to the other side using... Where this sounds like there's a draft, but we're going to reach through to the other side using the mystical board called the Ouija. The what? The Ouija. Go and get the Ouija. Yes, we're going to use the mystical Ouija to contact the... If you've come up behind me with a squeegee, I shall physically punch you in the face. I totally will. We are going to use the mystical Ouija to contact the staying alive, I'm staying alive. Is that supposed to be a Bee Gee? Maybe get rid of the teeth. Listen, pal, there's a bloke down there with teeth on his head. Forget the bloke with the teeth on his head. You don't know how this is done and don't pretend you do. Look. We were supposed to be contacting the dead. Another couple of minutes of this and that would have been us. Right. There's only one thing for it. If we're going to do the magic, we need to bring on a very special guest. A special guest, yes. Up until now, you have been watching the Scottish Falsetto Sock Puppet Theatre, and so have I, and so has he. But now, would you welcome all the way from Las Vegas, the great Sock Dini. The great Sock Dini. But who could this great Sock Dini be? I am the great Sock Dini. Well, you get more of a response in Las Vegas, I'll say that for it. I said, I am the great Sock Dini. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Autographs later. I am the great Sock Dini. No, once was enough. I am the great Sock Dini. But no, you're wasting your own time now. I am the great Sock Dini. No, really, look, there's people who've got to go, they've got buses to catch in Bath. Okay, they've got to put wellies on and get Land Rovers. But either way, they need to get home. Aye, on with the magic. Aye, and the great Sock Dini, master of the mystic arts. He's a master with the mystic arts. Men envy me, he's got a big wand. Whoop. Women fall at my feet, he trips women up. I am a conjurer, a hypnotist, a master prestidigitator. Don't do that, there's people watching. Look away, Wales. Now, with the help of my glamorous assistant, that's you. I don't think I can do glamorous assistant. Could you channel Debbie McGee, given the opportunity, do that? We shall now perform the most death-defying trick known to magic. Sawing a lady in half. Who's the lady? You are shitting me. I shit you not. Go and get the prop. Oh, my God. Ladies and gentlemen, this prop is the most expensive prop in our entire set, which somebody's clearly just got tangled around a microphone cable. Yeah, now get up there. Thank you. Now get in the box. I don't want to get in the box. Get in the box. Oh, God. This trick has travelled all the way from the French Theatre of the Grand Guignol. And open your mouth, look a bit gormless. There we go. Wasn't as difficult as I thought that was going to be. You will notice there is nothing up my sleeve did you expect a laugh for that? Not tonight, no. And don't open and close your mouth. Why not? It makes the blood spurt. I'm out of here. Come back up. I'm not coming up there. Come back up. No. Come on, give him a drum roll. Drum on your tables, would you? Drum on the tables and drum on your chairs. Let's get him up here. Let's get him up into the box. Get it out. There you go. Up you get. Up into the box now. Using my invisible saw. Saw. Invisible saw. Saw. Abracadabra. Alakazam. Sawing a sock in half. Ooh, how's about that then? Ladies and gentlemen? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have you done it? Yes, I've done it. Thank you very much. You bugger! You're turning this into some sort of a comedy show. To be fair, not much of one. Get the guitar and let's see if we can play them out with a nice song. Do you know any nice songs? I do. I know a song by Lou Reed. Do we like Lou Reed? Yeah. Okay, 3 people like Lou Reed. Everybody else obviously thinks that's what you wipe your ass with on a chemical toilet. But a nice song to end the show. It's a perfect song to end the show. And it goes like this. And she never lost her head. Even when she was given head, she said, "What are you doing? What are you doing? I was listening to the talk properly." I was adding cinematic verisimilitude. We didn't need cinematic verisimilitude. Right, you are fired. What? Tomorrow night somebody else is going to be doing your part of the show. How far from you do you think I can travel? Here. Tomorrow I'm advertising for an amputee. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been fabulous. What a fabulous night. Let's hear it again for all of the acts you've seen on the stage tonight, but chiefly yourselves. We have been the Scottish Falsetto Soap Opera Theatre and so far. So is he. Good night, good night, good night. Thank you. Thank you.
One more time for the Scottish Falsetto Soap Opera Theatre, Kev F. Sutherland, the man behind me. Fabulous, thank you, Kev. Yeah, I might say something.
Oh, hello.
Ruined it now, I've looked behind there. Date to 10th November night, it's a section one of 3 Comedy Club nights here before we get the Permission to Laugh Festival of 2 weeks in July, which is coming online slowly but surely. And hopefully we'll get into print next week if I can get it all done in time. I've been rushing around so much, I only just had time for a wee, in fact, just before this set, and that's when I found I got my boxes on the wrong way round. So thank heavens for the quick dry shorts. Do you like the new ones? They're a bit too revealing for my liking. Anyway, 25th is the next one. We've got Raymond and Mr. Timkins Review, fantastic headliners next time. And we have James Dowdswell, who was brought up in a West Country pub, knows all about beer and wine and all sorts of other things. He's great. And change to the lineup, you may have seen, Diane Spencer is here. She's a wonderful, wonderful comedian. Very naughty, but very funny. I know I'm teapotting, Adrian, sorry about that. I get told off all the time. Arthur Smith can do it. Right, so keep your eyes on that, and hopefully we won't be distanced by 25th of June. But it feels nice like this anyway, doesn't it? I mean, we can fit a few more in there, hopefully, by June. And for July, hopefully, we must be free to laugh in July. So there's some great shows on. Henning Vane's already sold out in July, but I've sold it for distanced audiences. When we know we can pack a few more, and I'll release another tranche of tickets. So don't be disappointed if you miss out just now. Keep your eyes on the website. We'll be updating very soon. So one more time, thank you very much for the Scottish Falsetto Soap Opera Theatre, Chelsea Birkby, and Danny Buckler, and Mandy. Thank you. And the bar will be open downstairs now. Come and join us for a drink. We've got a 2 o'clock license. Hey, stay forever. Thank you.